guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new on my channel, you're very much welcome. My name is Arnold. Please do not forget to click on the subscribe button. It's right here. Down here is the red button. Please click on it, and there's a notification icon beside the subscribe button. Click on that too so that you get notified whenever I upload new video and you won't miss any recipe from this channel. So guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I make my Efo Riro with frozen spinach. Guys, if your Efo Riro is watery, then it is not Efo Riro. And the fact that you're using a frozen spinach does not mean that your Efo Riro have to be watery, right? So this Efo Riro I'm about to show you is a very special recipe. You know, you cook on special occasions when you're having like special guests, like your in-laws are coming to visit, your parents are coming to visit, or you just want to give your hubby like a special treat. You cook this special Efo Riro. So guys, don't let me talk too much, just let's get into the kitchen and I will see you in my next video. Bye. So this is my frozen spinach. I'm using 750 grams, like 2 packages of 750 grams. That makes it like 1,500 grams of frozen spinach. So when you open this spinach, they come in balls. I'm going to show you a sample of it. So that is how they look like. So I'm going to pour the frozen spinach into my bowl right now. I realized that bowl is too small, so I'm pouring it into a bigger pot so that it can contain both spinach. This spinach is so stubborn, it doesn't want to come out of the package. Finally. Alright, so now I'm going to be pouring water into the frozen spinach just to melt down the ice. I'm going to be pouring water and soaking them in water. So I'm dipping the frozen spinach into the water so that the water can cover all the frozen spinach. So now I'm using 2 paprikas, that is sweet bell pepper, and 2 onions. So no tomato is needed for this recipe because the tomato will only make it watery. So I'm cutting my pepper and onions. I'm sorry I'm not using chopping board. I feel more like comfortable with my hand, is faster for me. And this is a habanero pepper, so it's like hot pepper. I use the dry one and I've soaked it into the hot water. This is how it looks when it's dry, and that's how it is now after soaking it in hot water. So I'm going to be using that because I don't have the fresh one, so this is what I'm using now. You can use the fresh one if you have the fresh one. So now I'll be adding the water to it and I'll be blending the pepper. It is very important that this blending process is not smooth. Make sure the pepper is not smooth. We want it as rough as possible. Yes, it is very important that the pepper are not smooth. You can see that there's still some seed in the pepper. So now I'm just checking on my frozen spinach. There's still some frozen ones there, so I'm just going to let it be. Yeah, I'll just check on it and then I'll move on. Now I'll be using dry fish, so I'm just peeling the dry fish that I'll be using. I'm taking my time to peel off the skin. Yes, and I'm putting it into pieces. So this is the results. That's what I got from the dried fish. I'll be using the dry fish. I'll be using cow skin, that's pomo, and I'll be using my locust brains, that's iru. This is iru. Yeah, and I'll be using gizzard. So you can use meat. You can use meat if you want. You can use fish. You can use any other thing you want. But for this, I'm using gizzard. So this is my palm oil on the heat. So I'm just testing it to see if the palm oil is hot. So it's not so hot. I'm waiting for it. So now I'm waiting for it to be hot. So now it's hot. I'm adding the remaining onions to the palm oil. So what I want to do next is to add my gizzard to it. If you're using a boiled meat, that's a boiled gizzard anyway. So if you're using a boiled meat, you can add the boiled meat now to fry it. Don't use anything boiled without frying it for this recipe. It's important that everything is fried, not too fried, but at least you want to fry it Yes, so I'm just going to wait. I'm dipping the gizzard into the palm oil, then I let it fry for a while. Now my gizzard is fried and I'm ready to add my pepper to it. That's the mixed pepper that I've blended. You can see there are still seeds inside. Now I'm adding my pomo, my locust beans, my dried fish to the pepper. The next thing I want to do now is to add my seasoning. Yeah, that is no seasoning cube. So I'm using 2 cubes. Yeah, that is 2 cubes. And I'll be adding my salt. Don't think this salt is too much because remember we are still going to add spinach to it and we're not adding salt after this. So you want to taste this stew before you add your frozen spinach, because this frozen spinach won't be staying on the heat for too long. So now I'm mixing everything together and I'll just let it be. I'll let it be for a while so that the water can dry up. So while the stew is drying up and cooking, I'll just prepare my frozen spinach. I'm going to pour it in a sieve. I'm just trying to sieve out all the water from it. Yes. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to squeeze the frozen spinach to make sure I put out all the remaining water from the frozen spinach. I don't want any, it's no longer frozen spinach, yeah. So from the spinach, I don't want any water in it. So I'm squeezing all the water, all the leftover water out of it now. This is how it looks like after you've done that, after you've removed the water from it. So I repeat the same process till all the frozen spinach. I repeat the same process till all the water are removed from the spinach. So now I've squeezed out all the water in my frozen spinach and this is what I got. Don't worry, this is not so small. This is 1,500 grams of spinach, so it's not so small. So now I'm checking on the stew. I realize it's kind of dry, but not so dry, because when it's so dry, the palm oil will be on the surface. So now the palm oil is on the surface. You notice I didn't use too much palm oil. That's because I don't want it too greasy. So now I'll be adding now I'll be adding my spinach to it. So what you want to do next now is to mix. You mix it thoroughly, you mix it properly, mix it. So now the stew has been thoroughly mixed with the spinach. Yes, so this next process I'm about to do, you can skip it, but I love to have a kind of crunchy onion filling when I'm eating my spinach. So I'm adding these onions to it. You can decide not to add it to it. I just want to add that onion to it at this last stage, so that I can have the onion, like a crunchy taste of onion in my Efo Riro. So now I'm mixing everything and I'll let it steam for like 1 minute, so that the onion can be a little bit soft but not too soft. So now my Efo Riro is ready and I'm ready to serve. You can bring your pounded yam and then we can eat together. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, don't forget to share with your friends. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.